Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again. This is Battle with Ola. My name is Mujula Olua. Today I just want to share, so we'll call this a bar gist. Well, I just want to share about 2 or 3 acts that have proved very useful for me as a young Nigerian lawyer, and I would say that these things can be very useful for you too if you would just adopt them or practice them. First, I want to talk about saving things to drive. So guys, if you have a Gmail account, you automatically have a Google Drive account. So one thing I do is very important documents, I save them on Google Drive. And every once in a blue moon, my entire document folder, especially the most important one, the ones about my business, about my clients and what have you, I just put it on Google Drive. It's very important because anything can happen. What if you lose your laptop and you don't have a backup, or you can't even access the backup, or anything happens? That's one. And on the other hand, what if you were out of jurisdiction, or you go somewhere where you are unable to access your laptop at the time for the documents? So Google Drive is like your laptop on the go, so you can literally just log in on your phone, download any document you've saved there, and then use it for whatever purpose. So for instance, if you filed a statement of claim, or you filed an originating process or process, and you need to refer to it, save it on your Google Drive, and then whenever you need it, it's just at your beck and call. And another usefulness is that when you're not prepared to use a document and the need for it comes up suddenly, Google Drive is your go-to. So it works for if you lose the original documents, or you lose the storage, or if you need it as a matter of urgency or an emergency, or you're out of jurisdiction. Google Drive has proven very effective for me, for important documents. Sometimes it could even be that you deleted the document, inadvertently, or because you needed to free up space. Just save it to Google Drive, and whenever you need it in the future, you can always refer to it once you have internet connection. It's very important, guys, and it has been a lifesaver a couple of times. So learn to save your important stuff on Google Drive. That's one. The second thing is your MBA seal. This is what an MBA seal looks like. An MBA seal, this is like a strip of it. It's fuller and longer than this. So what am I going to say about this? Guess where I just pulled this from? The back of my phone, guys. So that's one other act that has proved very effective and useful for me. I just cut a strip like this, I fold it, and I put it at the back of my phone, in between the phone and the phone case or phone cover. At times when I forgot my seal at home, my seal pamphlet, so maybe I just got to work, got to court, or maybe I needed to execute a document as a matter of urgency, so that I don't lose money in that moment, or I don't have to use another lawyer's seal and then have them sign, and then they take probably the money, or they have to be responsible for that document. So I just whip up my seal from the back of my phone. It works, guys. It has worked for me. So I'll give you an example. There was a time I went to court and I had to write a letter at the probate registry that I wasn't prepared for, because I did not realize that they had made some mistakes on some of the documents that I was processing, and I would need to now make a different application to regularize their own mistakes. So they told me to write a letter. At the time, the court, the registry where I went to, was out of jurisdiction. So there was no way I was going back and coming back, with just a letter. What did I do? I looked for a nearby cafe. I typed up the letter, and then I printed it, and then I whipped out a seal from behind my phone, and I was able to execute the letter and submit the application that day. And I got a lot more done than I would have if I had to go back home and get my seal. So it's been a lifesaver. And sometimes when I'm supposed to do a document, maybe because I don't keep my seal at work, just lying anyway, and also it could be a case of maybe I left my seal pamphlet somewhere else, and I need to sign a document now. I need to seal this document now. There's money involved. I cannot just afford to lose that money because I don't have my seal. So putting it at the back of my phone has always worked for me. It can work for you too. Once you're sure that your phone case is waterproof, and you're very careful with your phone. It will not be stolen, so that your seal will not be used for another purpose. So it's something that you can try out too, to always have your seal handy. I was so grateful for that hack that day, because I could not even imagine traveling from one state to the other just because I needed to write a letter and then bring it back for submission. So it worked for me, and it can work for you. That's the second thing. The third thing I want to talk about is the fast scanning app on our phones. Mine is fast scanner, yours can be another type of scanner, but essentially a mobile scanner. It's very important and very effective. It's worked for me a number of times. There are times when you go to all these government agencies, you go to the registry, you go to an establishment, and they can't find a document that is submitted or that they acknowledge that they received, and maybe someone is arguing with you that we didn't submit it, we did not receive it, we did not acknowledge it, or this or that. Fast scanner has come to my rescue. There was a time that I submitted a document at the Lagos probate, and they acknowledged receipt. So immediately they acknowledged the receipt. That day I fast scanned it, and then I went to I returned to the registry about maybe a few months after, and they were arguing with me. Oh, who received it from you? Name the officer. We didn't receive this. We didn't do that. I did not have the document with me, unfortunately, because I had been moving, from one location to another. So I did not have the document. What I did was I just brought on my phone, checked the fast scanner. I saw that the document was there, and I showed it to, the official. And then they had to agree when they saw the name and the stamp of the registry that they actually received this document, and this is the name of the officer that acknowledged receipt. So very important. Aside that, fast scanner has been very effective for me. There are times when I forget a document at home and I need to print it out or make copies of it. All I do is I get a nearby computer, I connect my phone to it, I export the document from fast scanner, and then I print it out and I make copies as necessary. So fast scanner is very useful. When I got my letter of employment, the current employment I'm in now, the first thing I did on the table of the person that gave me the letter was to fast scan it. Very important. I always fast scan most of my documents. All my credentials are fast scanned because a need can arise for them at any time. So once I fast scan documents, if they are very important documents, I send them to Google Drive for safekeeping. So those two work hand in hand. So these are the 3 hacks that I want to share with you. If you learn to use them, they can work very well for you. That's all I have for you in this video. I will see you in my very next video. Toodles!